Hey everyone, it's Andrew, Steel City Scented. Thank you for joining me for another fragrance freestyle. We are pulling out of the Pineward sample bag that I received last December. For anyone who's curious, there are 32 in here, and I'm glad it's not an odd number because I hate odd numbers so much. Oh, anyways, my own personal neuroses. Let's talk about today Pineward Acadia and Pineward Steading. So I'm going to read the notes from the official Pineward website today, but we'll talk about these two fragrances. We covered the house yesterday, so I can briefly talk about the house for anyone that missed it. The notes, comparables, and then where I'd wear these. So the usual format. So Pineward. So just as a reminder about the house of Pineward, they were founded, I think, in 2020, I think. I could be wrong, by a guy called Nick Nilsson, who, again, perfumes and runs both Apotheker TP and Pineward. He lives in the Pacific Northwest, and his goal really was to bring that essence of being in the forest, living in the forest, the experiences you have to life in fragrances. And he's got a ton of work done in a short amount of time, so kudos to this guy. So let's talk about Acadian first. And there's a master scent list on Pineward. If you go, you can look at the notes. And again, these are not, to my experience anyways, fragrances that have traditional top, mid, and base notes. They're much more of a spherical experience, which is kind of cool, but makes it difficult to make comparisons based on that. So, oh good. So from the Pineward website, Acadian was released in May of 2023. This guy, May of 2023. And the notes officially are sweet yuzu, bergamot, juniper berry, ivy, eucalyptus. Oh, it says eucalyptus. I need new glasses. I was like, what is a eucalyptus? Eucalyptus, water lily, goldenrod, heliotrope, seaweed, cedar, and oak moss. And the description on the website says, an olfactory journey through the enchanting landscapes and rich natural wonders of Acadia, that's a national park, capturing salty breezes, freshwater plants, and the rocky coast. A citrus woody aquatic inspired by a trip to Acadia in 2022. Now, this is an EDT concentration. So the rest of his, I think, are parfums, at least, or extras. So EDTs are usually anywhere from 5 to 15% fragrance oil. So this one is a little bit lighter than the rest. So I've got this on this side. And I actually really like this. I am not a fan of aquatic scents. Normally, there's a few in my collection that I have that are, quote, aquatic. I have a couple of freshies that I love that we can talk about because that's unheard of. But I really wasn't expecting to like this as much. So I've had this on, I think, for like a half an hour, and I should respray because the opening of this is absolutely like just really fantastic. It opens like yuzu and bergamot, of course. That's really just kicking in my nose right now. But there is some ivy and juniper also. But let me go to the dry down side. Yeah, unfortunately, I sprayed this like an hour ago, man. And I don't know if I'm getting residual from the top or the bottom. But the bottom is definitely cedar and oak moss. So again, about an hour till it got to the, quote, base notes. If you look at the website and he's going in order of tops, mids, and bases. But I actually really like this. I'm surprised. Some people on Parfumo, I was looking, were complaining about it being super seaweedy and kelpy and gross. I don't really, I mean, I like that kind of stuff in all fairness. But I don't get this obnoxious, like you're walking on the beach and there's a bunch of dead seaweed around, and combined with those florals, like you mentioned, the heliotrope, the citruses. I don't really get that. So it's just very, very bright. And I guess his comment about it being inspired by a trip to Acadia, walking along the beach, that would be bright, hopefully the sun's shining, right? So, yeah, there's definitely cedar in the dry down. But it's just bright and beautiful. Unfortunately, though, it didn't last terribly long on my skin if it's already an hour in and it's at the quote basis. But again, it's spherical, so I don't know. There's nothing really to which it compares that I think is fair. And there's actually no comparisons. So again, this may be one, this Acadia, where if you're looking for a comparable, you might have to go the indie oil route. But if someone knows something similar, please let me know. That'd be fantastic. I really can't think of anything that's got that specific note listing. Ivy, kelp, oak moss, cedar, goldenrod, juniper berry, water lily, bergamot, eucalyptus, heliotrope, yuzu. Not even, I was trying to struggle for like strangers and Prince and can't even think of those. So enough about that one though, because we're running out of time. So the second is Steading. Focus. Okay, and I'll read from the website for Steading. So Steading was released in November of 2020, and this one, a lot of people probably will really like. I'm not a fan because I don't love hoppy beer. So when I spray this, the first thing that goes up my nose is hops. Like I was like, oh God, it's a hoppy beer. And hoppy beers, I just can't do. The official notes are tobacco, hay, beeswax. I don't know if this is vegan or not. There's little asterisks by this. So it's not correct, non-vegan. So the first one is, the second one's not. I'm glad he put that on there. That's actually really cool for people that are looking for animal-friendly products. This would not be one of them. Tobacco, hay, beeswax, barley, dried needles. I don't. Yeah. Poplar, hops, castoreum, maple, and wisps of peat smoke. So I put this again on this side about an hour ago. And it's in a barley phase right now. I can't stand beers like that. But when you spray it, I don't get a lot of tobacco. I don't know what kind of tobacco he's using, whether it's tobacco leaf, white tobacco, brown tobacco. I don't know. I don't get peat smoke either. One of my favorite perfumes of all time is called Scotch Peat from Strangers. Peat is my, like, peat, Scotch, peated Scotch, peated whiskey, beers that have peat. Those are great. So I would prefer to smell that versus this. But the description, though, says an abandoned alpine farmstead, a dense, weedy tobacco leaf perfume with dried fir needles resonating with honeyed maple sweetness, right? So this is one of the ones that I mentioned that, unfortunately, pulls so sweet on my skin. So I wish I got beeswax, man. Okay, there's a little. It's not terribly animalic. Like, again, my preference for beeswax is on the animalic side. I don't get a ton of that here. I'm waiting for the castoreum, too. No. Okay. So what does it compare? On Parfumo, anyway, it says it compares to Slumber House Sova, which I have not smelled. Another Pineward Hayride, but if you look at those bars, it's a very, very small one for Hayride. They also mentioned the Dark Side from Francesca Bianchi. I call bullshit on that. And then Henley Moan, again, so we're back to Henley. I don't get the Henley association. And also talks about Pineward Costwold. I don't think that either. So, again, if you're looking for a fragrance that smells like you are at a brewery, no shade, or you came from a brewery last night, you're sweating it all out today, this would be those vibes. Where would I wear these? So I actually really, really like Acadian. I wish it were not an EDT though. I don't know why you chose an EDT for this one. I would have liked it to be an EDP just because it'd be more rich. I realize it wouldn't project as much, but this really doesn't project. See, I'm biased though because I have this on my arm, which is interfering with my olfactory processing. But this is really nice, actually. I would love to see this in the summer, so I can't wait to wear this one in the summer. But again, this Steading is just a no-go for me. I'm going to take a shower as soon as this is over. But yeah, where would I wear these? So back to that. I would wear this one probably in the heat more often, and probably really anywhere. It's not terribly offensive. It smells kind of sweaty, though. Okay, now let's take it back. I might not wear this anywhere until you experience it in your skin. Even though it's an EDT, like, on my skin it's getting a little sweaty, which I don't, anyways, I'll think about that later. But yeah, so this one, and this guy, I wouldn't wear it, honestly. But if you want to, it is very sweet and rich. I wish I got a tobacco note or some castoreum. But I would try this one out on your skin before you go in public with it. So, hope this has been helpful, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.